So the brand new SR-72 is here in War Tycoon, and there's already a lot of people wondering, is this vehicle magically becoming meta right after its release? Is it actually going to be as game breaking as a lot of people could have thought? Well, in this video guys, I'll be finding out how true this is by placing this vehicle against our loved F-35. Not really loved, but anyway, let's just jump right into it. The first statistic we're going to be measuring and going through is going to be the health. But now, since the developers have made it much easier for us, we get to see the health measurements, since the F-35 has exactly 1050 health, and then the Darkstar has exactly 900 health. We know that the F-35 is going to be having a lot more. Fun fact, I have actually checked this and actually tested the health of these with a Barrett just to make sure off of the recording, and yes, these statistics are somewhat accurate, so I'm just going to be following them from now on to make the videos a lot faster. Anyway, the speed, the SR-72 Darkstar has 330 speed, where the F-35 has 300. Of course, if the Darkstar is going to be fully upgraded, it's going to be able to go to around 429 miles per hour, I believe this is, while the F-35 should be able to go to around 390 at its max. So the Darkstar is always going to be winning that category. However, where stuff actually does tend to get quite interesting is in terms of their capabilities in terms of missiles. Since the Darkstar itself doesn't actually have a main cannon, that means it's going to be fully relying upon its missiles to actually deal all the damage it can to any type of vehicle. Anyway, and everything, just quickly want to point it out here, is that the stealth of this vehicle is going to be lasting a quite long amount of time. I have actually taken some time to count this, and I believe the stealth is going to be around 25 to 30 seconds. So once you guys do actually deploy this, you do have quite a lot of time to actually get away from your enemy, so you better go ahead and use it. This vehicle is not equipped with flares, so it's going to be having that downside, but again, having flares and stealth on at the same time will be quite overpowered. But now, let's go ahead and move into the missiles and compare them for the F-35 and the Darkstar. So the first thing we're testing is to see the missile damage of the Darkstar against the F-35. So deploying missile number 1 looks like it's going to be doing exactly 27%. So if we're going to be deploying all of the 4 missiles, it's easily going to be able to kill the F-35, which I gotta say is actually pretty insane. Now testing the F-35 missile damage, let's go ahead and take a look how much one missile is going to be doing, and looks like it did exactly 36%, which is actually a pretty big number. It means that the F-35 should be able to kill it in around 3 shots. That's insane once again. So now moving on to the Mi-28, I'm going to be shooting a missile at it with the Darkstar. It did exactly 23% after 1 shot, and since the Mi-28 does have less health than the F-35, it just means that the multiplier is going to be different, but looks like it's going to be taking 5 shots to kill it. Now moving into the F-35 missile damage against the Mi-28, it seemed that 1 shot has done exactly 27%, and now let's take a look on how many shots it took to kill the Mi-28, and looks like that's going to be exactly 5, which is pretty much the same as the Darkstar. So now moving into the mouse, we're going to be doing the same thing with the Darkstar. Looks like 1 shot from the Darkstar onto the mouse has done exactly 14%, so taking a logical guess, is probably going to be taking all of its 8 missiles to be able to go ahead and kill the mouse, which I gotta say is still pretty good, but let's see if the F-35 performs better. So now moving right into the F-35, let's see if it's going to be better like I said before. So here we have it, this is going to be missile number 1 from the F-35, and it has done exactly 22%, so looks like 5 missiles from the F-35 will be enough to kill the mouse, which looks like the F-35 missiles have received a buff since the last update, which is pretty interesting. So now moving right into the lock-on range test, which we are seeing on the Darkstar to see how far it's going to be able to lock on onto a vehicle. So looks like the lock-on range is 1000, 1.2k, 1.4k, 1.6k, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, and that's exactly 2000 stats lock-on range for the Darkstar. So now moving into the F-35 to see if it's going to be any better than the Darkstar in terms of lock-on range. But one thing I did notice is that the freaking Darkstar is literally a missile carrier, so I don't understand why it would not have exactly the same lock-on range as something like the F-35. It just makes no sense. And yeah, the F-35 lock-on range stops at exactly 2000. Alrighty guys, that is pretty much all I had for you in today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the Darkstar. It's definitely a very competitive vehicle, and it's definitely going to find itself a way and place in the meta. But I don't think it's going to be better than the F-35 in any way, shape or form. But I really do hope that you guys did enjoy this. Let me know if you would like me to do more fast-paced videos like this. I quite enjoyed editing this as well. It's not actually as difficult as before. But yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Have a great rest of your day, and let me know what other things I should review next. There are some balance changes which I will keep secret for you until tomorrow. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.